Oh, yes, this is a good one. Valve delivers a scathing response to antitrust lawsuit. Luke, walk us through it. This was bound to happen, man. This was bound to happen.
Back in April, independent game developer Wolfire Games, creators of Humble Bundle, filed an antitrust lawsuit against Valve over the dominance of their Steam storefront. And Valve responded this week saying that the case should be dismissed because there's no other way that anyone would ever respond to anything, because it fails to allege the most basic element of an antitrust case.
You don't say.
Interesting. One focus for the case surrounds the ability, if you keep doing that, I can't read.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One focus for the case surrounds around the ability for developers to generate free Steam keys and sell them elsewhere. However, Valve prohibits those keys from being sold at a lower price on other storefronts than on Steam. Wolfire claims that it is bad as they have to keep their prices high in order to afford Valve's 30% cut. Wolfire also alleges that Valve tries to enforce pricing parity for non-Steam versions sold on other platforms as well. Valve says the lawsuit should be dismissed because, again, of course they do, and that they have no duty under antitrust law to allow developers to use free Steam keys to undersell prices for the games they sell on Steam or to provide Steam keys at all. They also defend the 30% take, claiming that it's not out of the ordinary, writing, in fact, 30% has become the industry standard, while Valve has faced competition from some of the largest companies in the industry, including Microsoft, Epic Games, and Amazon.
Now, if it was even 3 weeks ago, I might have said that Valve is making an unfair comparison here. Because particularly comparing themselves to Microsoft, a maker of hardware products that they sell at a loss, that their store sells software to run on, like that's an apples to oranges comparison. But now that Valve has jumped headlong into the console market with the Steam Pad,
okay, interesting.
I actually think that is a very apt comparison. And if anything, Valve kind of looks like the good guy, looking at how things are shaking down for the Steam Pad. So
defending a 30% take is...
it's tough, but hardware development costs do have to come from somewhere. Looking at the price of the Steam Pad, I don't think they're coming from the Steam Pad. That is my honest take on this. I don't think they are.
I don't think they need 30% to do that.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
You said...
I said they have to come from somewhere.
In defense of the 30%, you said it has to come from somewhere.
Oh, no. Wait. In defense of Valve's argument, Valve's comparison of themselves to Microsoft.
Okay.
I would have said that Valve shouldn't compare themselves to Microsoft when they didn't have a hardware product that they were supporting and developing that was intended for that was what their store supported. Like, if they didn't have that hardware software synergy, I was going to say it was hard to make that comparison to Microsoft. That was all I was trying to say. And what I was going to say was that relative to others in the industry, Valve may be taking 30%, which I may not think is reasonable, but they are still coming across as a relatively good guy. Compared to Microsoft, they allow you to use someone else's store on the Steam Pad. They allow you to install someone else's operating system on the Steam Pad. They allow you to take their Steam marketplace and run it on other platforms. They are, relatively speaking, taking an open approach here.
I also can't think of, like, the fact that they do allow you to sell those Steam keys elsewhere, even if you can't sell them at a lower rate. I can't think of any other platform in any other space at all, and I could be totally just ignorant or misinformed, but I can't personally think of any other platform that does that at all for anything. So, interesting note. I don't think Valve is a saint, just to be very clear, just in case anyone's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even remotely. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm not surprised at all that Wolfire is trying to get at them in any way that they can.
I mean, as soon as the Epic Games lawsuit against Apple and Google happened, that this was going to be a response.
Yeah, now's the time, right? The winds are flowing in this direction.
I've got some people in the Floatplane chat pointing out, hey, Linus, doesn't Apple make hardware? Yes, they do. But a key difference is that in the mobile operating system and app space, you could make a much stronger argument that Google and Apple are a duopoly than you could make for Valve being a participant in some kind of monopolistic market. I mean, the gaming space is still, it's a lot of developers are getting scooped up by larger entities, but you could still make the argument that there's fairly vibrant competition in the gaming space.
There's also quite a few different stores, and there's genuinely quite a few different games that don't use that. I guess the Riot launcher is no longer just for League of Legends, so maybe that doesn't count. But Escape from Tarkov, for instance, is definitely not done through a modern, nice store experience. It's this super rough website they have to go buy the game on and then just download its own launcher. And they are doing more than fine. There's lots of games that don't have to operate through the Steam store. So yeah, it's a bit different.